The name of this video is about New Year's Eve. I'm a little overdue with this video, but I realized that I haven't done a video on New Year's Eve, and it was such an eventful night that it was just so much. And if I recall, I believe my phone wasn't charging properly when I was on the continent, and it was practically dying by the time we got out. Also, I was having so much fun that I really did not think about pulling out my phone. I was just having good conversations. I was enjoying all the entertainment, the music, and I had a little incident that could have turned out differently, and I'll have to tell you all about that. But I call this movie about New Year's Eve because it made me think of that movie with um, that was called About Last Night, and it had Regina Hall and Michael Ealy, Kevin Hart, and what is his sister's name? I'm not really familiar with her, but I think it's Joy Bryant, and Paula Patton was in it too. When I tell you that movie is hysterical, I love the dynamic between Regina Hall and Kevin Hart, especially when they're in the bar and they barely touch each other and they start screaming in the bar and they're just carrying on. I cry laughing every time I see that. So anyway, let me tell you about New Year's Eve. So we decide that we're going to go out New Year's Eve, and we're thinking about different places to go because all these places have something going on in the Gambia, right? So this sister tells us, like, we got to go to Hypolink because Hypolink has um, live entertainment. They have a DJ and they're serving food. So we figure, well, if they're serving food and everything else, then this is some place we should go to because it'll be worth the money, which I think might have been about $28 maybe in American dollars. But we figured for all of that, it was well worth it, and we'd be supporting a black owned establishment, right? That's always the mission. Buy black, sell black, the whole bit. So the evening was it was strange because we received phone calls. Folks kept telling us all day you need to leave 4 to 5 hours in advance because it's so much traffic. It's single lanes. You know you're going to be held up in traffic because everybody's on the roads. Make sure you leave in enough time. Despite all the warnings, somehow my host, as well as our ride, end up leaving maybe 2 or 3 hours before. So yeah, it was a mission trying to get around. We were able to get from Bruford to Turntable without a whole lot of traffic, but after that was messy. There was traffic, there was holdups, there was an issue trying to get a ride. It was just a whole lot going on. It was a whole lot. So let me see now. We get to Hyperlink, and we order our food. Now, Ammon and I are the first ones to sit at the table. So we order our food, give the lady the little ticket that says we have, we paid for food as well as to sit in this like VIP area. So we give our tickets. So as the night progresses, Ammon and I get up and dance. I dance with the ladies. We just having a ball. All of us are out on the dance floor just dancing. Um, it's cool because the DJ is a husband and wife pair, male and female. They hitting the beats, they playing the reggae, they doing a little bit of everything. And the husband is like the actual MC, and the wife is like hitting the music. So that was really cool. So they went. And then the brother from Follow My Journey, he is part of the presenting crew. He's in like an MC for the night. So he introduces all these different groups. And these groups there's comedians, there's a young singer, There is trying to think what I feel like there was something else. It was just so much. It was so much. So there was a singer, there was a comedian. Oh, and there was another brother who I believe is a live is a real like hip hop artist in the Gambia. I'm gonna have to get his name, but he was very talented. Um, I understand he causes a little controversy with his music, so I'm gonna have to get his name and leave it in the description. But I heard something that he did something related to religion and people didn't care for it, and he might have been dropped by his label. I'm not sure, but he gave us the fever that night because he was on point. His music was really good. I appreciated his sound. I appreciated his talent that he brought. So it was good. And when I tell you, it was well worth the money. And we just danced and had a good time and we took pictures and we socialized. And it was really, really nice. Um, After we had planned to go somewhere else, but because of my situation that happened, I thought it would be best to go home. So let me tell you about that. So I saw someone that I thought I recognized from an interview. And this person was supposed to be someone that was spiritual. And I'm not really sure what the energy was with her, but I will say when I went to walk out of the dance area and I walked past her, there was a step down that you couldn't see in the dark. So when I went to walk around her because she was talking to someone, I went into that step down. And when I tell you all of my weight went on my foot, when you're not prepared, I kind of turned my foot. So I sprained it a little bit. Like I literally, when I went down, she was talking to someone. She had her back to where I was. There was a guy and a girl. And it was so strange because when I went down, it was like no one saw it. I felt it happen, but no one saw it. So I just kind of like gathered myself. I mean, if someone did see it, maybe they just thought I was stopping to pick up something. I don't know. But, I just kind of stood up straight, kept walking. My mother taught me when you trip, you spin around, act like you dancing, keep moving. Except with this one, I wasn't doing no spins because I literally could feel like pain, kind of like I couldn't quite step on my foot. So I proceeded to the bathroom. I came back, but every time I tried to stand or sit or move my foot, I could feel that pain. And all I kept thinking was, this is what people be talking about medical care. If I was in the States, would I run to an emergency room? I'm here. What should I do? So I said, you know what? I can still move my foot. Um, I think the best thing to do is to stay off of it. And when I get home, I'll try to put something cold. You know, ice is not really a popular thing. So I was like, maybe I can find like a bag of frozen vegetables or something in the freezer and I'll ice it so it doesn't swell. So we finally decided that we were going to go home. We made our way home. And I don't know why. I feel like something else happened that night, but I want to check my resources to make sure I'm not mixing my nights up because it was so much going on. And I did have a little drink. I think Amon had a drink too. Amon had like, let me see, what did Diva V buy us? We had some kind of sorrel drink. Yeah, it was some type of sorrel drink. And Amon had a shot of rum with his. So it was something that made it extra strong. Um, Nevertheless, I decided that it was best that we go home and not try to go anywhere else because my foot was really bothering me. So we got home and that a little bit the traffic had eased up at that point. So when we finally got home, there was a bucket of water because we always pull extra water. We save it for reserve in case the water is running slow or something like that. And I remember the water just being kind of cold, and I stuck my foot in the water and just let the cold water kind of get to it. And I made sure that when I laid down at night that I elevated my foot so that if it wouldn't be any swelling. By the time I got up in the morning, I was fine. It was very strange. It was very strange, but all I could think was how things work sometimes. Maybe I wasn't meant to connect with that individual. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be around. I don't know, but I pay attention when things happen and I just leave it at that. But outside of that, like I said, Hyperlink was the place to be. Okay. It was a handful, I could say. It was probably like 20, 30 people, kind of sporadic. It wasn't packed or anything, but it was nice. It was nice. The DJ was nice. The couple was on point. I actually bumped into them at the market. I told them how much I enjoyed them playing. Um, Met some other people. Was introduced to a few folks, reconnected with some people that I had met when I first arrived. They were all there, and everybody just hung out. It was good vibes. It was a good time. The one thing I remember the most is dancing under the stars with my son. We was just looking up at the sky. Oh, and there was fireworks. I'm telling you, it was so much that my head was just kind of like, and that's why I like to pull out my phone, because I forget stuff. But yeah, there was the comedian, the dancers, the two entertainers, it was a male and a female. There was fireworks, there was food. The only complaint I had about the night, I told you all, me and Amon gave our tickets first, right? So, we sitting there about an hour, 2 hours, everybody getting their food. So me and Amon are like, okay, this is kind of strange. We know they slow and they take a long time, but this is really long. So finally, I pull a manager over who is the owner. I got to meet the brother previously, and I said, it's an amazing event, and I don't mean to complain, but what's up with the food? He's like, what do you mean? I said, we were the first ones to sit down. I see people getting what we ordered. Like they had chicken on the menu, they had fish. I ordered fish. Ahmad always gets chicken. He was like, oh no, let me go check. Let me go check. So he goes to check. He comes back. He says that the waitress somehow somebody grabbed our order, gave it to someone else. And I'm okay with that, but when do you give us our order? Right? So he came back with drinks. He tried to make up for the misunderstanding, asked us what he could get us. So she finally brings the food, and I had to remind her to bring ketchup, and I had to remind her for all the things that I wanted initially. And we got the food, and it was decent. It wasn't the best that I've had, but it was good. It was okay. Amon had the chicken. He felt like his chicken was a little burnt, the grill, and I had the fish, which was tasty. It wasn't seasoned particularly well. Like I had street food that was better, and I don't know if it was because last minute and they had to put something together. I don't know. So that was the only thing that I was just kind of like, come on, you don't have people waiting all night like that just for a plate of food. And then when it comes, it's not even on point. So it was okay. But I have to say, minus the food, the rest of the evening was a lot. Entertainment, dance, the music, people, and the fireworks. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful. And there was folks with, they had videos and they were taking pictures. And so it was a lot. It was a lot going on. I'm sure that somebody probably have some type of footage from that night. One of the brothers or sisters from the UK. I had to get in touch with folks to see who actually might have posted something and refer you all to their channel. But I was just so caught up in all that was going on. Besides being hungry, that's probably why I couldn't concentrate. But it was a good night. It was a good night. It was a memorable night. And I remember someone was taking a picture of Ammon and I, and one of the sisters was telling him, yeah, she dancing with her son. And they just was like, so excited for us. So many people showed us love just being mother and son on the continent. So, shout out. Happy New Year's. It was a blessing to leave junky 2020 behind. I don't have nothing to say about 2020 outside of I'm glad it's over. Glad to be in 2021. I will say the best part of 2020 was how it ended. that I spent it on a continent. You know, y'all know I came on a continent December 3rd. I was supposed to be on a continent December 1st, but my flight was, they didn't let us on a flight, all that craziness. And then we came back to PA January 10th. We got back on January 10th. So 40 days we spent on a continent, and it was a blessing. It was a blessing. I'm glad that last year has ended, and it ended perfectly for me because I didn't even know it was Christmas. Like, I remember being on a boat and somebody was saying Merry Christmas, and I was looking at them like, why they say Merry Christmas? It's like 90 degrees. And I remembered it's Christmas. People still expect gifts, but we're not really into that. So we're back in the States, and I'm planning my exodus. But I had to come on and tell y'all about New Year's because it was a lot. It was a lot. I don't know if I would do it a little differently next time. I don't know that I need to be in a club for New Year's. I think that I would like to have a more private, personal thing going on, maybe at my new location, or I'm on a ship somewhere. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that next year because hopefully I'll be spending the next couple of New Year's and Christmases on the continent. So it should be interesting where I choose to do that. And I hope that you all will be there with me. So happy New Year, people. It's a new year, new things, new moves, right? And new goals, right? And bringing those goals to fruition. So blessings, happy new year again. It's never too late to say happy new year because it's still new. We're still in January. And I want to thank you all for following. I want to thank all the subscribers. And I especially want to thank the ladies that attended my Poshmark class tonight. We had our first online sales class tonight. And the sisters were just amazing. They really were. Thank you for supporting. I hope that you got the information you needed. I can't wait to see you thrifting for your repat. Stay in touch, stay strong, stay resilient, and I will see you all on the continent. Blessings.